It is time for your daily devotion for Christmas Eve day. We have arrived. 2020 is almost behind us, the most important event in the history of the world is commemorated tonight and tomorrow morning. The birth of Jesus Christ, the hope for all eternity. Our passage for today is going to take us really to something that ties in, I think, with the Christmas message. Again, I do the Bible in 1 year. And so as I read through the Bible in 1 year, it's not the Christmas story I came to today. It's actually Revelation I'm in for the New Testament. Psalm 146 I'm in for the Psalms and the Proverbs, and the book of Nehemiah, starting the book of Nehemiah to round out the year in the Old Testament. And Nehemiah is all about return. And I think about this in light of the fact that, well, tonight's message is going to be called Communication Breakthrough. By the way, the service at Natrona Heights is at 7 o'clock p.m. It's going to be online here. Also live and in person. As I just posted on our Facebook page, please observe social distancing. Please, please, please wear a mask. And please note, for those who are bringing friends or whatever, that we have a lot of pews blocked off. So seating is going to be very limited for this. And so with that in mind, thinking about the message for this evening called Communication Breakthrough, which is what God did really when he came to earth as Jesus. This message here today, these verses I'm going to read here today, really have to do as well with God doing a breakthrough in the life of a member of the tribe of Israel named Nehemiah, who you're going to discover here is a cupbearer to the king. He's the guy who takes the first sips of the king's wine to make sure it's not poisoned. And there's going to be a return that's going to take place. Exile has already been eliminated in that King Darius has decreed that the Israelites can now return to their land and rebuild the temple. But the walls are still in tatters. And so some 70 years after the first return of exile started, God speaks to, and totally convicts Nehemiah. And we read now this morning of the encounter that Nehemiah has with King Artaxerxes around 445 BC. In the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of King Artaxerxes, when wine was brought to him, I and gave it to the king. Again, the cupbearer, he sipped it first. I had not been sad in his presence before, so the king asked me, "Why does your face look so sad when you are not ill? This can be nothing but sadness of the heart." I was very much afraid. I guess kings back then could, if they were displeased with you, could just lop off your head. I was very much afraid, but I said to the king, "May the king live forever. Why should my face not look sad when the city where my ancestors are buried lies in ruins, and its gates have been destroyed by fire?" The king said to me, "What is it you want?" And here's a key verse for today. Then I prayed to the God of heaven, and I answered the king, "If it pleases the king, and if your servant has found favor in his sight, let him send me to the city in Judah where my ancestors are buried so I can rebuild it." Then the king, with the queen sitting beside him, asked me, "How long will your journey take, and when will you be back?" It pleased the king to send me, so I set a time. Observation. This occurs around 445 BC. Many exiles have returned to Jerusalem under the decree of this king's predecessor, King Darius. But the walls were still in ruins, which the Holy Spirit used to tweak the heart of Nehemiah. And just before the verses I read today, Nehemiah spends much time in prayer and fasting, and he finds himself before the king doing his peace. Which also involved, by the way, and I just learned this recently, keeping the royal apartment. I don't know exactly what that meant, but he was sort of not just the cupbearer, but he was sort of the king's right-hand guy. He had a powerful position within the kingdom of Persia. And when the king asked Nehemiah what's wrong, he gives a quick prayer up to God, and then he answers the king. Here's the thought for today. I remember when my mom was at death's door and I got the call. It was Thanksgiving night, just after having Thanksgiving dinner, that she was not in good shape, and and I needed to make a decision, the doctor said, as to what to do, to try and prolong things or to take her off life support and let her go naturally. And and so I consulted the scriptures and said to God, I need an answer in 30 minutes. That's when he expects me to call him back. And I got the answer in 30 minutes, which was to not try and prolong things with her. And got a chance to be at her side, actually, as she went to be with the Lord. Well, this speaks to me today, and I think hope can speak to you too, that God gives comfort and wisdom and peace in those circumstances, which you might be going through right now, where there's only a moment for a quick prayer. Rick Warren used to refer to these as microwave prayers up to God, just a very quick prayer shot up there. God listens. God cares. He's watching over you, and he's caring and loving for you even in those moments. That is all the result of the gap of separation being closed as a result of God himself making the first move by coming to earth as Jesus, walking amongst us, teaching us, and then going to the cross to bridge that gap forever. And so today, this Christmas Eve day, if there's something that's come to your heart really quickly, or if there's a quick decision you need to make, my encouragement to you today is to send those quick microwave prayers up to God. The difference it can make is just amazing. And he does speak to you. He does care. He does comfort. He does give peace. He does love you. God bless you. We will see you tonight at 7 o'clock for those of you who want to tune in to Facebook Live or come by Natrona Heights Presbyterian Church. Again, remembering the seating limitations and the social distancing. And God willing, next year we won't have to talk about any of this. Things will be back to relative normal by next Christmas. God bless you. Merry, Merry Christmas to you. Bye-bye for now.